Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. It's another usual one of my day in the life videos, but today I'm working from home. Well, our office is at home, so it doesn't really matter. So when we're not out and about, it's normally up at 7, feed the dogs, and then potter down to the yard to feed the horses and muck them out. I'm going to get mugged because I've already got one on the yard waiting to be fed. Here she is, this is little Twilight. So look, she's off straight away. She knows where her food is. She wants feeding, so we get the horses fed, hayed and skipped out. So I'm just going to pop this just here. There you go, Bear's just joined as well, saying, where's my food? There you go, Gracie, go. Okay, so hay and breakfast feed is done. Now we will take the poo out the stables. Do this at first thing in the morning, so when we come to do turnout at 9:30 or so, there's a lot less work to do at that stage. Okay, horses fed, horses mucked out, hay. They're now happy boys and girls for the next hour or two. So, time to get mugged again. I've got some chickens, so they're going to want their morning feeds. Here they are, look, all queued up and waiting. So let's get this little rabble sorted. Chickens, here we go. I used to film and left the door open behind me, so a couple of them got out. They are free range, they'll just potter around for the whole day and then come back when it's dusk. Always going over next door, so we have calls from them. Oh, can you come get your chickens? Okay, so let's see what goods they've left us. Okay, so you'll check the coop each day, or most days. So we got, how many eggs have we got? 6 eggs there, so probably one was laid maybe yesterday morning after we picked them up, and then a few after that, so we'll just get those in. So horses, dogs fed, horses fed, chickens fed, eggs collected. If we had our pigs, now would be the time that we'd grab well, no, actually wouldn't have walked down the field and feed those, we'd keep the feed down there. But we don't have any pigs, haven't had them for a year or so. We ate them. They were so tasty. Best sausage rolls in the world, lovely joints, cracking, crackling. And we've got them to clear a half acre of field, which did a grand job on. Okay, so that's it. So now let's make a cup of tea, have a cup of tea, breakfast, and then crack on with the day. Okay, so that is outside stuff done in the morning, had breakfast, back in the office now, so obviously work from home. So lots to do, but first things first, got to get the heating on. Okay, so that's the heating on. That does us most of the time. Sometimes I'll pop the little electric heater on if it's been particularly cold and it's frosty outside. But we are early March now and we've had a cracking week. It's been so sunny and dry. It's enabled us to get outside and do a few jobs. But you don't care about that. So what have we been on to? It's been a quiet couple of months, but busy at the same time. And what I mean by that is, as most of you know, most of our work is insurance claims, and new claims coming in have been thin on the ground. However, this last 2 weeks, it has been manic. We've taken on an escape of water claim in West London. Not particularly big, doesn't matter, it's still work. We've taken on a major loss claim in Bayswater, probably going to be about £500,000, and that is also an escape of water claim. We've taken on a fire claim down in Devon, which not much actual fire, but it's a substantial house and the whole house is just black. So that's a full strip out and start again. Again, it's probably gonna be about £350,000–400,000 or so. We have taken on, let's have a quick look at my computer just to see what other jobs there are, because there's been, Birmingham. I had a couple of guys up in Birmingham yesterday. Another escape of water claims, typical this time of year. Not a major amount of damage, but it's one of those properties, it's quite a big property, and it's continuous tiling all throughout the whole ground floor. Water's got under, spread everywhere, so that's quite a bit of work to get that one repaired. Could be another few £100,000 or so. So on the claim side, we've gone from getting stuff off the job list, getting things finalised, final accounts done, things like that, which keeps you busy, keeps the turnover going as well, to some new claims coming in, which is fantastic. I've been really busy myself. I'm the only expert witness in the company, and in this last 2 weeks I've taken on a fraud claim, been appointed by a builder's solicitor, where he's been charged with fraud. I've taken on a building work defects job over in Southwark, somewhere like that. So someone spent a few £100,000 on their house, and it's just the work is wrong and in diabolical quality. So I'm acting for the claimant on that one. I've taken on 4, I think, housing disrepair claims. One is for the claimant up in North London, although I'm single joint expert on that one, so I'm appointed by both the claimant and the council at the same time, which is ideal because it cuts out a lot of negotiation and sometimes rubbish, because some of the claimants, surveyors, shall we say, leave something to be desired. I don't know how they're experts, and I'd like to see them perform in court. That's only my opinion. And all the others on those are all for the defendant, the housing association or the local authority. So lots to do. And talking of experts acting independently, there was an interesting case, I think it was late last year. It's called the Moth Mansion in North London, Ladbroke Grove. A couple bought a house for £32.5 million, and it was riddled with moths. And apparently, I haven't really looked into it. I'm reading the judgment at the moment, it's 70 odd pages, and I keep carrying it around with me. I carry it to bed, I carry it back down to the kitchen, I carry it to the office. I haven't read a page of it for last week yet. It's been literally within arm's reach that whole time. But the surveyor was the surveyor for the defendant, was a chartered surveyor, and he was absolutely crucified by the judge for the quality of his expert evidence. He then went on to be appointed the chief executive of the RICS, which is not great. Now, we all have issues on jobs. I don't care who you are, we all have issues on jobs. And as an expert, it is your duty to educate the court. Now, if you're then acting in such a manner where that impartiality, if you like, isn't clear, and you're just trying to peddle your own client's canoe, then that's not acceptable. And that's apparently, I haven't read it, but that's what this guy kind of did. And it wasn't like he did that and then he became president of the RICS, because that would have been, you know, planned and for months and months ahead. But slightly embarrassingly for him, he's now backpedaled and left that role. So I might get a chance to do a video on that once I've fully understood the whole thing. So yeah, day in the office today, pottering, going through bits and pieces. I've got a damage report to review for the fire down in Devon. Got a schedule of works my colleague's done for that, drawings my colleague's done for that. So I've got to go through, proofread the whole of that, check we're on the right page, make sure everything's covered, and we'll get that issued. Right, so that's a lot of my odds and sods done. I've gone through, checked off the drawings for this project, and now just going through checking Barney's schedule of works. When I say checking, whoever in the company writes something like a schedule of works report, someone else checks it. So what we do with our schedules is we have general items, and then we have strip out, then we have enabling works, external works, and then room by room. So that when we're doing the work and when we're going through proofreading schedules, it's to walk into a dining room, everything involving that dining room is there. So we don't do it where you'd have like building element by building element. So we don't do all the plastering and all the joinery or stuff like that, because you'd be forever jumping from room to room. So going through proofreading the schedule of works, got general items, then I'll strip out, and then these bits and pieces. So going right the way down through all the different rooms of the building. And what we can do is, while we're checking off different areas of what needs to be done, reading through the schedule, what we'll also have at the same time, because we can, on the computer screen, is the Matterport. So I can just be in each room at a time. So I know what we've got to do to the ceiling, what we need to do to the walls, and bits and pieces like that. So it does make cross-referencing drawings with the site conditions and the cross-referencing the specification and schedule of works a lot easier. Get final checks on that done today, and then I can get that issued. My plan is to get that issued Monday. So the client's going to have a lot of information land on his desk. He's going to have a schedule of works, which he may never have seen before in his life, a finishes schedule, drawings, the Matterport scan. And we're going to be asking him to go through and just have a look through that initially. And then the plan will be, because it's quite a big job, we'll go down there and we'll go through it and line by line with them and go through room by room. So on a project like this, when we send it out to tender, we want it to be as accurate as it can possibly be. Don't like provisional sums. We want accurate costs as much as we can. Most schedules will include provisional sums, but that would generally be for things like built-in wardrobes or PC sums for sanitary ware and stuff like that. So always best if we can to get as many provisional sums out of the schedule as possible to make it as accurate as we can. The insurers, I think, prefer it that way as well, because we're dealing with factual and exact costs rather than unknown quantities, which is always better. So final checks on those today, get those out, and then I can just see in my reflection, little Twilight, she's up on the hill sunbathing. Just there, look. Oh well, one of our horses. I think we saw her this morning actually when I was doing morning feeds. Anyway, so get that done. It's Friday today. We get that done over the weekend, and yeah, done and finished and out the door. So we'll get all these final documents checked and issued as soon as we can, get those down to the client, and then because it's quite a big project, we will go down and have a meeting with them to run through room by room what needs to be done. We've got some provisional items in there, sorry, some provisional sums in there, which I don't like provisional sums. It's too open and up in the air. So we'll keep some in for things like fitted cupboards where we don't know the exact design or layout of them at the time we're tendering, but generally we would want as many fixed prices as possible. So it's not particularly much fun watching someone sit and work, so I haven't really done any of that. But this has been a typical kind of office day. It's phone all the guys. We might have a team meeting. We'll certainly have a team meeting on a Monday morning, and then maybe others throughout the week, or we'll speak to each other if there's issues to go through, things to be clarified. That's not just one way. That's not them clarifying stuff with me. Quite often I will bounce ideas off the guys as well, because we all come from different backgrounds, so we've all got different skill sets and things that one guy may know a lot better than others. One of my colleagues, for example, is very good with party walls and dilapidations. I'm more building structures, defects, that kind of thing. So that's why we work well as a team, because not one of us ever thinks, oh, I know so much more than them. We all kind of always bouncing ideas off each other to get things sorted. So that's it from me for this one. Thank you for getting this far. As always, if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. That'd be bloody marvellous. And I shall see you on the next one.